Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing fantastic and working hard for your exams. Today we don't have any specific topic, but we'll have a look at very crucial questions. Maybe those may appear to you very straightforward, but believe me, at the end of each question, I will share with you or key concept or key learning objective of that question, which will definitely help you in your exam. So stay till the end of video. Yeah, let's have a look. There is no topic as such, but we'll practice the questions. And these are important questions. These may not be asked directly, but at the end of each question, we'll definitely ensure that key outcome or key concept in that learning in that question is shared with you. And please do subscribe with my channel and share with your peers who are appearing for exam in this November or who are planning for their exams or in next like 2023. Let's have a look. So this is a very straightforward question. It may not be directly asked, but there is one hidden learning objective that can be tested in the exam. So let's have a look. We have been asked to calculate expected return. We've been given risk-free rate, betas, so these are betas, and corresponding risk premium expected out for these bearing this beta. So this is a risk premium. Let me call this as F. Let me first share with you that as I said that I will be sharing with you the key information. So your CAPM is a very specific case. This is a subset notation. This is a very special case of arbitrage pricing theory, wherein there is a very good video on our channel for the CAPM. You can have a look. So this tells you that you can expect the return. So expected return in terms of CAPM is RF plus beta time market risk minus market returns minus risk-free returns. So this is a market risk premium. We just say that factor one. So what happens in general, just when you actually invest in the stock, it may not be just a market risk that you are bearing and beta. There could be another factor that you are exposed to. So arbitrage pricing theory is a very generic case of APM. So it tells you your expected returns are equal to risk-free rate plus beta 1 like market risk. This would be definitely one of the factors. So beta 1 F1, beta 2 F2. Say for another example, if there is any risk that you are exposed to, till dot till any there are any n risk premium, any risk factors. So in this case, we have three risk factors, which are like I mean there are no name a specific name as such, but we have been told there are three risk factors. These are corresponding betas and these are corresponding risk premiums, and we have been given risk premium. So we have been asked to calculate expected rate, expected returns. So it would be equal to 3%. That is risk-free rate. Let me just write 3 just for sake of simplicity. 3 plus beta 1 is your 0.7. Corresponding risk premium is 1.5%. For the sake of simplicity, I'm avoiding percentage over here, and for rest of the factors also. So 0.7 into 0.5, and likewise, I will write for two remaining betas 1.2 times 4 plus negative 0.1 times your pi. Percentage I have excluded, we'll just make it as a unit of final outcome. So let me just multiply these two. So this comes to be 0.1 105. So 3 plus 1.05 plus 4 into 1.2 is very straightforward. 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 0.2 is 8. So it would be 4.8 plus, sorry, let me just write it manually because there is a negative sign. Just writing it minus 0.1 times 5 is minus 0.5. So now if I were to calculate this simply, I thought now just can disregard this. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 4.8 is 8.8. 8.8 minus 0.5 is 8.3. 8.35. So because we had discarded this is 8.35. Again, a percentage, that is a unit that we had ignored for sake of simplicity. So the correct answer is answer B. Let's go to the next question. It's a bit tricky. Deliberately, the question one was kept very easy, but in question one also, you can take this one note. It may help you solving conceptual questions and the feedback that had come from students from this exam. More of the questions that are asked are from conceptual rather than calculative. So understand, just make a note of this point. And this is a bit tricky question. So just, be focused so that you understand concept right. So the par value of the bond has been given 1,000 and coupon is 6%. Just 6% and semi-annual and current YTM IY, what do we call it as? It is 5% and so very important. There are 90 days between settlement and next coupon date, and we have been asked to calculate 30 and 25. This is very important. Again, this has 10 coupon payments, and there are 90 days between settlement and next coupon date. So overall, if I track this at 0, and there are 10 coupon payments, so this when this if you have to interpret this question, this line, there have been 90 days between last settlement date and the next coupon. So this is a next coupon, and this was a last settlement date. So overall, these two lines indicate 6 months. So we are currently standing at the third month, and we have been asked to calculate dirty and clean price. So see, just make a note of this point. If you see solution of this question in various books, the solution that has been given is quite difficult to understand. So I'll be telling you here a very simple method to get the answer of this question. So, I'm given I don't have a financial calculator software here, so I'll just put on this information. So future value is 1,000 and given the PMT is 6% and the semi-annual, so it would be like 3%. And 6% annually, 3% semi-annually. Semi-annual payments. So that doesn't confuse. Semi-annual payments, so 6% is annual, 3%, so 3% will be semi-annual. There will be $30 coupon payment at interval of each 6 months. And IY yearly is 5% that we have been given in the question. So semi-annually it will be 2.5%. And given that there are total 10 payments remaining and we are standing at 3 months, so the N is your 9.5. So answer you get is 1041.82. This is your clean price. If you add an interest to it, you get 1056.82, which is a clearly option C, slightly loading of issue because I had done it on the one website because I did not have the software of financial calculation. So option C is correct. And believe me, this is the simplest method to solve this question, which can give you the answer in a minute. If you refer any other methods, there are very confusing methods. So please do avoid that and stick to this method. It can get you answer in a minute. We have been asked to calculate, we have been asked to identify the incorrect option in context of this incorrect. We get a note of it. So Vega is highest when option are at the money rule because volatility is higher for at the money option. Forward instrument cannot be used to create a gamma neutral position. Yes, because for to create a gamma neutral position, we use a stock, not create a forward instrument. So this is also true. Or let me just choose a vehicle and uh, identify the number one. A is correct, B is correct. So these are correct statements. And rho is higher for at the money versus in the money option. So this is absolutely false. So will write it down because this is actually option that we are looking for. Because your row is it has been written vice versa because your row is higher for in the money option. So when your rate goes up, your in the money call price are more sensitive, so it is higher. So for when your R goes up, your R call price also goes up. When your R goes down, so in the money, so it's very important. In the money call price goes up, and similarly when your R goes down, in the money put options price goes up. So these are more sensitive. For in the so of the point to here over here notice in the money options. So your this option is correct. And gamma represent the expected change in delta. Yes, because your gamma, when we say gamma, it is a second order derivative. It is a completely because it is not a partial derivative of second order derivative of price with respect to change in the spot price. So it is a second. This is also one way, or you can say it is a change of rate of delta with respect to change in spot price. So it says an expected change in delta or a change in value of underlying instrument. So this is a equation that is indicating option D. So your is also correct. And for us, incorrect option is, and for you, it's directly mentioned in a lot of books that rho is higher for in the money option. For you, it's homework to understand why. So for this phenomena, you have to think why. Why your rho is higher for in the money options. So think why and do comment if you come up with a good rationale for this. Bit calculative question, but at the same time bit tricky. You have to be bit focused to get a final answer. So the total portfolio size is 4 million. So quickly 4 million. Let me write it just $4 4 million. The cost of funds for $4 million. You just say this cost as 5.5%. That means if you're a bank, if customers have deposited $4 million, you will be paying them 5.5% annually. Now, bank will not keep this these funds with themselves, they'll lend. So what bank is doing? 50% of their assets are domestic. So they are lending them to the dollar investors only. So and at the rate of 7.3%. So your this is cost. Let me call rate as a rate of lending. It is 7.35% for domestic investors. And what we have been given is West. We are planning to land this to the UK clients at a rate of 8%. So this 8% that we will get will be on the dollar pounds amount, not really a dollar. So this on a dollars you are getting 7.35%. On the pounds you are getting 8%. And we'll see that this is a rate. This is a spot rate at which. So, see for example, let me just solve it. So weight one data that is lent to domestic investors is zero point 0.5, and the amount corresponding to that is 2 million. Weight two, the remaining 50%, $2 million that you are lending to the UK client with this rate. This is a spot rate. So what will happen that when you will convert this dollars to pounds, what will happen? Your $2 will become slightly lesser because pound is a bit premium currency. So what will happen that 2 divided by 1.62, let me just calculate this. So you will get around, just give me a moment. So you will get it around in pounds, it will become slightly lesser. So in pounds, you will get around 3.0864. On this, what will happen? You are earning 8%. So 8%. So this will on the maturity 1 year down the line. So the time frame is 1 year. So 1 year down the line, your this amount will get multiplied with this will become 1.08 times. So it will become 3.333, something like this. This is a non-recurring number. So eventually, after 1 year, you will get these many pounds at a. So firstly, you had a $2 million, which you converted. So this amount would be slightly less. I believe it should be less than two because we are dividing it by two. Sorry, there is slightly calculation mistake over here. Let me just rub this out. Because I had a strong intuition that if you divide 2 by some amount, ideally it should be lesser than 2. So what you will get is 1.23456, and 1 year down the line it will become times 1.08 because you will earn rate of interest 102.8% and full year principal back. It could become 1.33. So this amount became this 1.23 to 1.33. So this is your sterling amount at the year end. And at the end of year one, your spot rate, I mean, the of course, the forward rate is 1.52, at which you have already sold this forward. So your forward is 1.5. So what you get, you will multiply, because now your this is a pound amount. When you will convert this to the so this when you convert this to the dollars, it will increase. So you will multiply this by 1.53. So your final number is in millions, that is 2.266. So what happens that initially when you started with $2 million, you ended up with having this. So this is your initial amount and this is your final amount. Now you have to calculate what is the rate of earning that you have. Because see what happens that 50% amount that we are earning, we already have the rate of interest that we would earn. So it's just a differential of these two. This is the cost, this is the benefit. Or you can just say that this is a rate that you are earning on your 50% amount, and we want to understand what is a rate of return that we are earning on the sterling amount. So that could be equal to just this 2.06 minus 2 divided by 2. That is around 1.33%. So the rate on the GBP lending is 1.33%. So on 50%, you're earning around 7.35%, and on rest of the amount, you're earning 1.33%. Okay, so what will happen? The total rate. So this is a cost and the rate lending rate. So let me call this as lending rate. On 50%, you're so zero point 0.5 times 7.35% plus 0.5 times 1.33%. So this would be your rate of lending, and net margin, interest margin would be this lending rate minus your cost of funds. So this is, let me just quickly calculate this. Just a moment, I'm calculating it. So this is coming around 2.34%. So what is happening that return that your effective rate of interest that you're earning on the lending is and the cost that you are paying to the depositor is. So your net, so this is called NIM, as a net interest margin, would be equal to 5.5% minus 4.35%. So it would be a negative. So because it's vice versa, because this is your paying, so it would be plus, and this is your earning, it would be negative. So there is only one negative option, and directly tag this as a A. Bit lengthy, but very easy. I mean, there is no, just be careful with the calculations. Now, in the next question, there is a guy called Bob who says call at a strike rate of $45 and 3 billion. So what happens after? Yeah. So when you sell option at strike 45, so another option is as 40. So let me call this as X high, and X low is your $40. And when you sell this, you are redeeming, that means you earn $3. And when you buy call option, where it's buy, where it's sell, when you sell, you get 3 premium. When you buy, you pay $5 minus 5. So your effective premium outflow is minus $2. Now we have been asked to calculate, identify this option strategy. First of all, very easy trick, very important. When your strike, when your buy strike is lower than short strike, then it's a bull call. Okay, so let me just write it for you. When your long strike is less than short strike, then it's a bull strategy. And when your long X is greater than short X, it's a bear strategy. So in this case, so let me just let me write this as well. Over here we are short for this and we are long for this. So in this case, my long strike is less than short strike. So it's a bull strategy and the option involved is a call. So these are the two eligible options, option B and option D. And other than this, so this in this maximum loss is unlimited. In this case, the maximum loss will bear is -2. So it's there. And the differential between these two is your payoff. So 45 minus 40, $5 is your payoff, but your premium outflow is $2. So your profit is 3. So $3 profit with the maximum loss of $2. So option D is correct. And most important to note this because it will easily help you to identify the strategy. Now, based so very straightforward question from the prompts. We have been given n as 100 and let's call it as a x bar because it's simple mean rather than mu. So it's $30. Let me just write it. You estimate 95% confidence. That means Z is 1.96 because your confidence interval is 95%. And you estimate the confidence interval to be, this is a confidence interval. Since you knew the standard deviation, before that your confidence was based on the standard deviation. So standard deviation we have to calculate. So let me just focus on this. You have been given an interval. Okay, so let me call this as x1. I will use x. So your basically your x is x bar plus minus sigma divided by root n because in this case it's simple, not population, times z. Okay, so now given if I consider this to calculate my standard deviation, I have to consider this as x1 and I will focus on this minus. If I'm using 26.77, I will focus on minus. If I'm using my 53, I would use a plus. So choice is yours. For simplicity, I'm just using this 26.77. So my this would become x1, which is your 26.77, which is equal to your x bar, that is $30 minus sigma. We have to calculate n is n is 100, so under root 100 times 1.96. What I'll do, I will it's a negative term. I'll bring it here. So it will become sigma times root 100 is 10 times 1.96 is equal to 30, and I'll bring 26.77 over here. So 30 minus 26.77. So sigma by 10 times 1.96 is equal to this term will become this minus 0.77. what I'll do, I'll multiply this by 10 and divide it by 1.96. Multiply by 10 divided by 1.96. It is coming around 16.6. So let me just type it. Sigma is coming around 16.479, which is I think it's option D. It's very straightforward question. Just understand that how these intervals are derived. Now, we have been asked to calculate the put option, and some information has been given. 1 year call option with a strike price. Here X is 27.5, and that is currently so call price is 4.1. The spot is your $25. We have been asked to calculate put price, and the risk-free rate is your 6%. Bear in mind, you have to assume the continuous compounding, and over here you have been given annual compounding. That's the only catch. Otherwise, the straight question is very straightforward. So to calculate continuously compounding rate, you have to see, for example, you have $1, you have which you have invested at a rate annual rate. So let me write this as N. And on the other hand, if you equate this to the $1 at a continuously compounding rate, so we have to calculate this R continuous times N. So let's see, 1 plus the annual rate we have been given is 6%, and N is 1, and it's 1 year call option. So let's take it 1. And RC we have to calculate, that will use in a put call parity. Slightly ignore this. So if I have to calculate this RE, I have to take a log on both sides. So ln of 1.06 equal to this power will become multiplier if I apply log. So RC is equal to this, and it will come around 5.826%. So this is your R. Now you have everything. We will use a put call parity, which says your stock plus put is equal to call plus 0 to put one. E raised to minus RF and N. So this is your protective put, this is your fiduciary call. Now we have to calculate P, so we'll just transfer this S on another side. Your put will be equal to C plus X minus RP, that is 1. So let's just write R plus, sorry, this will be minus because we are bringing this on other side. So your call price is your dollar 4.1. 4.1 plus your strike is 27.5, discounted at 5.826%, minus your spot is $25. This is spot price. If you calculate, I'll just mention the answer. So this comes around 5.04. The option D is the correct one. Very important question. Very high chances that you can be tested on this concept. Which of the following statement about war and expected shortfall is true? Okay. Expected shortfall is sub-additive, and here VAR is not. Okay, so this is a very straightforward question. This is a true option. Your war is not sub-additive and expected shortfall is. So rest of the options you can, we can explore the rest of the options. So both war and expected shortfall measure the amount of capital investor can lose over a given time. Therefore, interchangeable. So these are not interchangeable. You can see the diagram. War talks about this point and expected shortfall talks about this one. There is a separate video on my channel which talks about expected shortfall. You can have a look on that. Both war and expected shortfall depends on the assumption of normal distribution. This is not true. Only war depends on the assumption of normal distribution, whereas expected shortfall has equal weights. War can vary according to the confidence level selected, but expected shortfall will not. No, both will vary. This is also not this is also not a true good option. So this is a very straightforward because I mean, if you read the coherent properties, you will come to know that war is not subgravity. If you combine two portfolio, it may or may not be their war may or may not be lesser than the individual addition of the individual portfolios. Slightly calculated question. I'll give you the hint. So there is a corporate which pays counterparty and interest rate. So the interest rate, the notional value is $2 million, and so the Cooper is a fixed rate payer. What happens that they pay fixed coupon on $2 million and receive the floating rate 6-month IBOR rate, and they pay 7% semi-annually. The swap payment has just been made. The swap has a remaining life of 18 months. Very important. I think there is another video also on the swap valuation in my practice question playlist, so you can have a look at that as well. Continuously component shown below. What is the value of the swap? So very important trick on your reset. That is when your coupons are exchanged. Your floating rate is equal to your notional amount. That's the cash. What we'll do, we'll calculate the value of fixed leg, which would be equal to, for example, 7% on this amount would be, it would be 7%. Just so it comes around. So it's semi-annually. So 7% is your annual, 3.5% would be a semi-annual. It comes around 70,000. So what will happen? Your value of fixed leg would be 70,000. So for this, discounted at minus 6.5% into, this is at 6 months, so it could be at a 0.05, and there will be another coupon payment of 70,000 into, at a rate of discounting for 12 months, it's 6.8% minus 6. So we are discounting it. I mean, this payment is 1 year. We are discounting it today from first year, and the last payment, which will happen on the 18th month. However, very important to note, on the 18th month there will be a payment of 2 millions, which is, so we are valuing the swap assuming this is a bond, wherein you're paying coupon, along with the coupon you pay a principal back to the issuer, and this would the third component. So this is a key point that you should know, and this would be discounted at 7.5%, and this payment is at 1.50. This is equal to, so calculation part, I'll just write directly a number. It's coming around 1.9,907. So this is a value of fixed, and we are fixed payer. So will I'm just putting a minor because we'll pay this. And floating leg will receive this straightforward a $2 million. So $2 million will receive on after 1.5 years. So the netting of these two would give me a value of swap. So value of my swap is equal to, so the difference of these two would come around 17,090 for current customers C. Now, very straightforward question, nothing great about it, but just for understanding, we'll solve it. So there is portfolio of bonds wherein there are three bonds in which the fund manager has invested. One which is 10-year bond with a notion of this and priced at this, and likewise 115-year bond with 3 million notion duration has been given and price has been given. And we have been asked to calculate the duration of the portfolio. So duration portfolio will be a weighted average of the duration. So what we'll do, we just calculate the weight of each thing and we will multiply this with this. So the total notional that we have is 2, 3, and 5. So 10 million notional. We'll just calculate the weights of the market value. So uh, just be careful. Just give me a moment. Sorry, my system was hanging. So see, this question is very straightforward. Just the point to note is this is your current notional. Your notional is this, but your current price is this. So when you will calculate the weights, you will consider this time. So 95.5% of 2 million. So your total denominator would be this as TD. The total denominator would be equal to 2 times. So let me write 2 just for sake of simplicity. 2.95% plus 3 times 88.6275 plus 5 times this into your 114.8750. So this would be a total denominator. So what you will do, you will calculate weight 1, which will be equal to 2 into 95.5 times this complete. I'm just writing this as TD, and W2 would be equal to 3 times 88.6275 and divided by TD, of course. And your W3 would be equal to 5 times this 114.8750 divided by TD. I'm just these are mechanical, but for you to point to notice that this would be when you will be calculating the weight to multiply with the duration will not be 2 million because your current market price is 95, not really the 100. So 95% of 2 million. So your weight would be, this would be equal to around 18.52%, and this will be equal to around 25.8%, and this will be equal to your 55.7%. So now duration of your portfolio would be equal to this 18.52% times your 6.95 plus your 25.8% and your 9.77 plus 55.7% times your 14.8. So these are the duration, corresponding durations. I'm just multiplying with weights, but when you're calculating weights, you have to be careful that you multiply with the cost price, not really the complete notional. So this duration would be equal to around 12.05%. So this comes around this 12.06%. Hope you like the video. If yes, please do share with your friends, peers who are preparing for the exams of FRM level 1, or they're planning to have it next year and they are considering risk management as their career option. Please do share with them as well because it takes a lot of efforts to come up with this type of content explanation. So please do that. It would be really helping us getting more reach. Thank you very much. Stay connected. Thank you.